So I just finished reading and watching my assignments for my Science of Environmental Management class. And looks like there are 4 groups here, and I just finished the first one, which is on planetary boundaries, defining this framework and using the term Earth systems and really putting forth the concept that what we really need at a global level is to maintain the current geological epoch that we're in, the Holocene, which is associated with the human development or the expansion of the human species, or human society, human development, cities, population growth, agriculture, basically to have these kind of, predictable climate flows over thousands of years so that thousands of years of culture could develop. And the planetary boundaries framework is saying, well, we're identifying these boundaries where if enough of them are exceeded for enough time, the climate system in the whole world will shift, and some irreversible thresholds may be reached, such as the melting of the Antarctic ice sheet, where if the more of these permanent ice sheets melt, the darker the water is, and the more heat gets not just not reflected back, but it's actually absorbed. So it's not even a neutral. It's going from being a reflective sheet to an absorption. So that warms the ocean, which then goes under the ice elsewhere, contributes to that's warming, and it destabilizes different populations. So biodiversity is one of the boundaries. Climate change is one. There's 9 of them, at least. There were in 2009 when the research was first published, coming out of the Stockholm Resilience Center, Stockholm, Sweden. And there's a lot to say about this, but the reason that I'm making this video is because I want to share about my observations of the kind of emotional state that I was going through as reading, as listening. First, we read a research paper that was published in 2015 that proposed some modifications to the planetary boundaries, which were originally published in 2009. Then we watched the TED Talk, which was a year after it was published, and then we read an article for more of a layperson audience published in 2015 as well, and then an article by the Stockholm Center 10 years out reviewing the last 10 years. They reviewed the literature, they reviewed the citations. The paper has been cited over 3,000 times as of 2019, so that makes it pretty popular. So as I'm reading these, the phrases get used like, here's the guidance that we're going to give the whole planet so that we can stay within our, so that we can protect the biosphere. And I read that and I'm just like, kind of like a record scratch, like what? And go back. And these are the conditions that we recommend to protect the Earth's biosphere. Wait. Protect the Earth's biosphere. And then it dawns on me, sort of inside. I can keep reading, I can keep looking at the words, but inside, it's like, this is really serious. This is really serious. It's like, what's more serious? It's like a benevolent global domination, you know. It's like Superman. It feels like a Superman. I feel that inside. So then the part of me that's aware of like ego and stuff like that comes in and looks at that part of me that's like feeling like Superman. That other part is like, looking at me, looking like Superman, feeling like Superman, or seeing Superman inside of me. And that part is like, dude, like, are you doing this because like ego and you want to be cool and feel important? You know, so I'm just noticing like these internal conversations. And then going on to the TED Talk, same thing. He said something like, the status quo for industry can't continue. It's not even an option. And I like, he keeps talking, but in my head, it's just like, wait, but it is an option because it's happening. And you're telling me it's not an option. And it will, because it will destabilize the biosphere. And so it's not an option, but it is an option because it's what's happening. So it's just like, whoa, integration. You know, it's tricky. It's like, how... Anyway, I'm just noticing it's happening. And I think that's about it. That's about it. And reading these, I this is something that going into this class, this master's degree, I didn't totally anticipate being an observer of my emotional kind of experience as I'm reading and studying. Like, there's a part of me that's really curious and really motivated and interested and like fixated almost, and that's why I'm doing it. And then I'm like, whoa, like I'm also feeling things, and what types of insights can I gain about how to communicate and how to process this and integrate it into my designs and work in a way that's really acceptable, like integrable. So I came outside to do the reading. I actually stuck my feet in a stream. There's a stream right over there, and I actually had my feet in the water as I was reading this because I was noticing that I would get distracted. You know, I'd allow a competing focus to win me over. So I'd like be like, oh, any updates on the Facebook? Oh, let me check my LinkedIn. Maybe there was a message I didn't respond to. Or I'm going to go get a snack. Yeah, there's a piece of fruit in the kitchen that I like. And then I'm like, whoa, hold on, dude. You know, like, are you just backing away from this article because it's too heavy and you can't take it? Maybe. So I put my feet in the river and I'm like in the stream and I'm like, stay here. Just chill, just stay. And it worked. It did keep me calm, kept me grounded, kept me collected. So I guess what's emerging is that there's a space for processing. There's something like 40 of us, or somewhere between 0 and 40. There's, approximately 40 of us who are in this class, all reading the same material. And I assume that we're all going through some version of what I'm describing. So where's the space for that? I feel like now it's like wherever you can mine out the space for yourself. You know, do you go on a run? Do you go on a walk? Do you do some athletic thing? Do you meditate? Do you play intramural sports? Do you make art? Do you make music? Do you cook? Are you just going on a hike? You know, that's kind of that's an obvious intersection right there between reading about this stuff and naturalism. So I mean, that's an obvious one for us, right? It's like, yeah, well, we're all earth freaks. That's why we're studying this in the first place. But where else is it? Home, in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the bathroom. Maybe it's a bath. And what does that mean? Which part is even more important? Is the information that we're receiving important, or is the self-care more important? I think it's probably just one goes with the other. Like we go out and we input this information, and it's a bit like whoa, what is this? Because it's been historically environmental information has been kind of pushed down, pushed to the sides, and it's scary, it's terrifying. So people are also kind of pushing it away, and then we're like, get it, give me here, give me it over here, or like let me like pull me into it or something. And we're like, okay, I'm looking at it now. Oh wow, yeah, okay. How am I going to write a paper? What's my research? How am I going to assist the world in this? Right, and then hot spring. Drink your water. Bubbling. They say life. I heard that life first came out of a hot spring. Life came from hot springs. This tree is really poking me. Sorry, tree. I'll just leave that there. So I'm here, I'm touching this tree. Like my foot is on the tree. I'm touching the tree, and the tree is absorbing and reciprocating the feelings that I'm having, and all of this like subsurface integration. I just read it. I reflected on it. I took notes on it. I tried to make like here's my thoughts on all of this sentence. I'm recording this video, and I'm touching this tree, and I'm just, what more is there really for me to do than to let it sink in, right? And then I move on to the next section. Bring it in, let it sink in, and then it's in the body, it's in the mind, it's in the spirit, it's in the soul, right? It's like integrated. It's in the community, it's in the society, it's in the nation. You can keep going out. Fractals, holographic world, that kind of stuff. I think that's all I have to say.